What if I told you that your TV box might become the most underrated Apple product of 2025? The 2025 Apple TV 4K is coming, and this time, it's not just a small refresh. It's a redesign. It's a performance leap. It's the arrival of Apple Intelligence on your living room screen. And it could change the way you think about streaming forever. Now, here's the thing, most people don't get excited about an Apple TV. They think it's just another black box for Netflix or Apple TV Plus. But Apple has quietly been setting the stage for something bigger. And when you add in the A18 chip, the same powerhouse that's driving the next iPhones, suddenly this little box doesn't look so little anymore. Imagine console-level gaming on your TV without needing a PlayStation or Xbox. Imagine AI-enhanced recommendations that don't just throw random shows at you but actually understand your mood. That's what Apple is hinting at with the 2025 Apple TV 4K. But let's take a step back. Why now? Why such a big shift for something Apple usually treats like an afterthought? Because Apple knows the living room is the last frontier. They own your phone. They own your wrist. They own your laptop. But the TV, that's still up for grabs. And if you've ever sat down after a long day, scrolling endlessly through streaming apps, you know the pain. Too many choices, nothing that feels right. That's where Apple Intelligence could sneak in and flip the script. Here's where it gets interesting, the design. Early reports suggest a slimmer, sleeker body, maybe even a refreshed remote that finally addresses all the complaints we've had for years. No more accidental swipes, no more confusing buttons. Apple wants this to feel less like a gadget and more like part of your home. Imagine a device that disappears into your setup but feels like it powers everything behind the scenes. But the real hook is the A18 chip. Think about it, we're talking the same silicon that's about to make iPhones faster than ever. Drop that into a TV box and suddenly you have potential for high-end games, pro-level video playback, even advanced audio processing. This isn't just a streaming stick, it could become a quiet replacement for your gaming console, your set-top box, and maybe even your smart home hub. And let's not ignore the surprise factor. Apple has been teasing more integration between devices. What if the 2025 Apple TV 4K becomes the central hub for your Apple Intelligence? You walk into your living room, and instead of shouting across the house at Siri, your Apple TV already knows what you want to watch, what lights to dim, even what playlist to start for the night. That's no longer science fiction, it's the direction Apple is pushing toward. Now imagine this scenario, you're binging a show late at night, and you ask your Apple TV, what happened in episode 2 again? Instead of scrubbing through or Googling, Apple Intelligence summarizes it for you instantly. Or maybe you want to watch a cooking show, and your Apple TV automatically pulls up the recipe while you watch. That's the kind of seamless integration that could make this more than just a black box. And yet, there's suspense. Apple never reveals everything at once. Could they surprise us with new storage tiers? Could they push spatial audio even further, turning your living room into a mini theater? Could we even see the long-rumored Apple TV display, a hybrid product that's part monitor, part smart screen, powered entirely by this new box? The whispers are there, and Apple loves nothing more than to blur the line between what we expect and what they deliver. But here's where things really heat up. The Apple TV 4K has always been expensive compared to competitors. Roku, Fire Stick, Chromecast, they're all cheap, and they work. So why do people still buy Apple's version? Because it's not just about watching, it's about how it feels to watch. The smooth UI, the zero lag, the way it integrates with your iPhone and iPad, it makes everything else feel clunky. Now add in the A18 chip and Apple Intelligence, and suddenly the premium price tag might not just be justified, it might feel like a bargain for what you're getting. And this is where Apple's long game comes into play. The living room isn't just about streaming. It's about gaming, fitness, and even FaceTime. With this new Apple TV, imagine firing up Apple Arcade and getting console-like graphics without buying a separate console. Imagine pairing your AirPods and getting personalized spatial audio tuned to your head. Imagine taking a FaceTime call on your big screen, with the Apple TV automatically centering you, cleaning up your background, and making it feel cinematic. That's not some far-off dream, that's what this new hardware could unlock. And here's the kicker, Apple Intelligence isn't just about making things smarter. It's about making things feel personal. Imagine your Apple TV knowing that Friday night is your movie night, so it queues up a list of films that actually match your taste. Imagine it learning that you prefer subtitles on international shows but not on comedies. Imagine it suggesting workouts on Apple Fitness Plus based on your Apple Watch data from earlier in the day. That's when the TV stops being passive and starts being proactive. But here's the mystery that keeps everyone talking: what's Apple hiding? Could the 2025 Apple TV 4K finally bring in a full App Store experience with Pro apps? Could we see Logic Pro or Final Cut integrations for living room editing setups? Could the Apple TV even become the device that bridges Apple's ecosystem into a new category of home computing? It sounds crazy, until you remember that the M1 iPad Pro once sounded crazy too. And just when you think you've got it figured out, Apple always drops a curveball. Could we get new bundled deals? Apple One with an Apple TV thrown in? Or maybe a push toward Apple's long-rumored VR/AR integration, where the Apple TV becomes the central hub for Vision Pro experiences on a big screen? That would completely shift how we think about home entertainment. So, let's wrap this up with the big picture. The 2025 Apple TV 4K isn't just another upgrade. It's Apple reminding us that the living room matters. It's Apple flexing its chip dominance with the A18. It's Apple showing us how AI can make entertainment feel personal. And maybe, just maybe, it's Apple's first step toward making your TV the brain of your entire smart home. The real question is, are we ready for that? Because once Apple gets its foot in the door, they don't just stop. They build. They expand. They turn ordinary devices into must-haves. The 2025 Apple TV 4K could be the moment we look back and realize this wasn't just a box for Netflix. This was the start of something much bigger. And when Apple finally takes the stage to reveal it, you can bet one thing: it won't feel like just another product launch. It will feel like a glimpse into the future of your home.